Hi folks, okay, welcome back to the another brand new session. And for this session, I have decided to give you the information about the topic that is called derived data type. One of the topic about derived data type, that is array, and array is the collection of the primary data type. Okay, if you have a primary data type, that is maybe you have an integer number and you have a collection of numbers, uh, and then if you want to declare the collection of this kind of data types, then you have to use this arrays. Okay, so you can see here array of an integer. I have given an example here. There is a marks consists of 5 integer numbers, that is 22, 30, 19, 24, 20, 33. Okay, so you will see the implementation of array declaration, definition, value assignment, and also the you will see much more about how to use it, okay, and access the values. So and we can create array of any primary data types. So the primary data types, four main primary data types were discussed before. That was character, the integer, and floating point numbers, and the double numbers, right? So and for your information, array of character is a string. So we'll also deal about that thing. We'll also give you the example of the string. The index of array starts from 0, so always be careful. Okay, always the first index. Okay, while storing the array, your first number, the index starts always from 0. Okay, and for this example, array has types: the name, value, and address. So in this example that I have declared, defined, and assigned the array, so I have declared the array of integer type, and whose name is a marks, and with size is 5. That size is located here. It array always contains the size. You have to always define a size, I mean declare the size for the array, and it is declared in this square bracket, and you have size is 5 here. So here it consists of at least 5 values. So 5 values, how it is assigned is 22, 30, 19, 24, 23, and it is terminated by this termination character. Now while accessing the values, you can see also it says that it also consists of the address. So for each value it has a particular address, and to assign or to get the value of this particular array, you can have to use the index, and the index is starting from 0. So index is just implemented in this square bracket. Okay, so index is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So already it consists of 5 elements, right? The size was already 5 here, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the way of counting starts in case of arrays. Okay, you have to always remember it doesn't starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the one of the fundamental concept you have to be careful while using arrays. Okay, now let me go straight to the example where I will be explaining much more in detail about the implementation of array, strings, and many more. Okay, let me go to code blocks, and here I have the program, and what I'm trying to show you is the monodimensional array. There are monodimensional array consist of only one square bracket, and whereas there are also multi-dimensional array which consist of more than one box, that is two box. That means it acts like a matrix, row and column form, and I will go that little later. So let me explain you about the strings. And as I have already discussed before in my previous session, that string, you assign the string values with double quotation mark. Alright, and you see that the square bracket is empty here. You know why? Because you have already assigned this value, and you do not need to like specifically assign the size. You can count it 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, or maybe. And also you have to remember that the strings are terminated by a null character, and that is this, something like this. So you have to add extra more size, while you have to specifically declare a size for that. Okay, for example, let me explain you. Char is string, this one I'm declaring a size is, that is 5. That means I can write only 4 word. Okay, and it also consists of this null termination character, that is will be one byte. Okay, so 1 2 3, this will be appropriate for declaring this size for of characters, that is a string. And let me specify, string is terminated by null character slash. Okay, you have to be careful about this thing. And now I have defined here the array of integer of size 10. And what I do here is I am trying to loop through the index, that is I am trying to, from each value character of, I'll loop through each character. Okay, then I try to print out each character by character. I just print out. I use the string length, it's called a built-in function that is included in strings.header file. So this will give me the size, string length of the string, the overall length. Then I try to loop it using the index one by one. So index 0 1 2 3 until the length, how much is the length, it is provided here. So I just print f here. Okay, overall what my program is going to do is, from starting from index 0, it will print whole character, okay, of this array string. Okay, look, you can see that while you are trying to return the value, you are using this string and the index. Okay, index 0 starts from 0, then it goes to 1 2 3 until the index is less than the total length of this string that is already assigned here. Okay, so this is the idea. Now for the integer, this was for the character array. Now the second one will be for integer array. And for integer array, I specifically say that the index, the variable j must be start from 0, and it must be less than 10, and it must increment. You guys can also say that it must decrement also. Okay, it's not like you have to always increment, but for my particular purpose I'm incrementing it, because I'm using the I'm trying to print out each index of that array. Okay, so it will just print out 1 2 3 4 5, but right now here I am not printing out, here I am scanning. So I am reading the input values. Alright, then I will display here. Okay, you can also display it from the behind. Okay, you can say that, okay, let me display it from the behind. Display all the elements of the array elements from behind. This is just for your programming tricks. BHIND, behind. So I go from 10, then I go till I reach 1, I mean greater than 1. Then I say I decrement, so it will now print from the behind. Okay, so this print out from the behind. And lastly, here I have created the array of floating point numbers, that is, I mean, the data type floating point. Okay, so what I am doing here is just I am trying to create a floating point array. So as I have already noted that you can create array of any primary data types. So floating point is also one of the primary data types, right? So this is the okay, let me demonstrate also about the floating point array. And I have demonstrated using this thing. I specifically assign the floating point numbers to the floating point array, then I loop it from index 0 to less than index 4. There is the size of the array is 4, so I just print out. And lastly, I am trying to demonstrate you the multi-dimensional array. Okay, and while demonstrating the multi-dimensional array, it acts something like a matrix, some kind of matrix in the form I and j. So that means a matrix in the situation like index I and j, row for m whereas n for column. So this acts like row. You can think, okay, conceptually acts like column. And this is the idea here. Okay, so let me, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to scan it from the user, that I will input the matrix values, then later on I will display it here. Okay, I'm trying to later on display of that matrix. Okay, you can also display it here from here. So here I'm trying to input first, then display it. Okay, let me, I guess everything is conceptually clear for you guys. So what happens is, like, index starts from same as the matrix, mathematical matrix, just think it in a matrix form. Then what happens is, like, index starts from something like index 0, then okay, let me explain you. It starts from index 0, so for each index, that means each row 0, it prints out all this item, all the columns. So for each, first it goes to, so it prints in such form, like for each row I mean rows O, it prints out all the p. All the p means what? P is from 0 to n. So size of n is also constant, is defined here, that is 4. Okay, and so 4 times for each 0 O, it prints 4 times. Okay, for each, and then again it shifts to index increment 1, I mean 1 times more. That means index becomes it was previously it was 0, now it becomes 1, then it again prints 4 times. So, and similarly it goes on until the index is less than, that index of O is less than n, and n is 4. Alright, so let me print out and I will explain you with the example. I built and run it. You can see it clearly, the list of strings. Okay, that I printed out. I assigned list of strings here. You see the list of strings was assigned, then the same list of strings is printed out here. Sorry, yeah, now we have to enter the number to read the numbers. Okay, so let me enter, that is maybe 2 4 6 8 1 2 5 2 9 8. Yes, it displays the number from behind, that was 8 9 2 5 2 1 8 6, but it didn't display 191, right? So let me check out what was the reason. So the reason was we did not have the last, because it's less than 10. Okay, so it must be 9 actually, and it's greater than or equals to No, it's greater than or greater than 0 or equals to 0. So this will be the perfect for that, because our index starts from 0. I mean, our index is from 0 to 9, right? Because it's less than 10. So let me explain here. Now let's try to enter the number. That is 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 8 9 and 0. Yes, it's displaying from the behind, that is 0 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. So you can see 0 9 8 2 7 6 5 4 3 2 1, just reversing the order. And this print was printed out. This was the matrix, the floating point matrix. Now printing the floating point matrix, I mean floating point, floating arrays. Oh no, it was not that. So now it will be much more in clear. I mean, let me close this, let me run it again. So now it will display it in much clear concept and conceptual way. So let me print 1 2 like 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. So it was displaying, and look, you can see now printing the floating point arrays, and these are the floating point arrays that I assigned the value 1.1 2.2 3.3 4.4 is printed out here, because I print the floating point array provided the index. Okay, that is, it will give you the location, that is the name consists of value. Okay, so this name consists of actually the value with this index. Okay, you have to be careful. Now let's scan for the matrix. So let's enter the matrix. So matrix for index starting from 0, and the row is also row is 0 and column is 0. So let me enter the floating point matrix, that is 1.12. Then and similarly for row is always 0, whereas column is first column. Before it was 0 column, now first column 1 column. Now it will be 2.4 3.5 6.89. okay, now this, like, we have 4 numbers because our maximum n, the size is, you can see the dimension, the dimension of the matrix is 4, maximum dimension, that is n. Now again let's enter 3.45 3.3 6.4 2.5. okay, you can also similarly include 2.2 7.7 and 9.9 and 3.7890. okay, so now lastly for the last column, that is the row number 3, is 2.768 4.6.3 and 1.1. okay, you can see the matrix from this is the matrix in row by column form. So you have 1 2 3 4 rows and 1 2 3 4 columns. okay, so you can see here for 1.12 0, first row and first column is first row second column, first row third column, first row fourth column. okay, similarly it goes on. So you can see here 6.89 was first row and fourth column. Alright, so this was also all about the matrix, and I guess I described you all the related topics that is related with array, the monodimensional and multidimensional arrays. So that's it. for this session, and thanks for listening.